What's happening, guys? So this session is from Friday, and it was my first time back deadlifting since early January, I believe. So it's been 5, maybe 6 weeks since I did any deadlifting. You know, I was taking it light after my meet, trying to let my back heal up, and just wasn't a go. So finally back into squatting and deadlifting. Now with squats and deadlifts, what I'm going to do moving forward right now is I'm just going to work into about a 7 RPE or so every single week. Now I'm squatting twice per week, doing 5s on Monday and 3s on Friday, and the reason I'm doing 5s and 3s is just to kind of stay away from high rep work and just make sure that there's no problems with fatigue from the high reps actually being part of the issue. So keeping the reps a little bit lower, keeping the weight a little bit lower, and instead of just working up into actual weights, because progression is going to be fast right now, I'm going to get those newbie gains, and I'm basically going to take it up to a 7, maybe 8 at the tops RPE right now, and just kind of work up to whatever weight feels comfortable each week and just kind of go from there. So I expect things to bounce up pretty fast, but we'll just have to see. But anyway, Friday I did the squats of 295, was around about, it probably wasn't even a 7 RPE, but I was just taking it easy this first week. And then bench has been not so great. This last week was probably the roughest week I've had in bench in a long time, and it was just one of those things. I think it's a cumulative fatigue thing. I missed reps on Monday's session, I missed a rep on Wednesday's session, and I would have missed a rep on this session as well, except for I switched to touch and go for the last set, which you'll see here. And it's been 8 or 9 weeks of benching without a taper now, so I will be tapering this week, and that's probably part of the reason why. We just weren't doing a taper just because I wasn't squatting or deadlifting, so there wasn't a whole lot of fatigue, but I feel like there's still going to be a cumulative fatigue in certain movement patterns, you know what I mean, in certain muscle groups. So anyway, I'm not concerned about it by any means. It's progressing well. I just need to kind of back off this 1 week, and we'll kind of get back into it again after that. So from there, we went on to deadlifts, and I met with my friend Paul Ravel with ProPhysique.com, and me being the terrible YouTuber that I am, I only got this little bit of footage of him doing a back off here, but it was both of our first sessions back to deadlifting in a long time. Now, he hadn't done it in many, many months, so it was nice to be able to share the platform with him on this day. He was actually trying to work around a couple different things. He was usually a conventional. He was playing around with a kind of a semi-sumo hybrid type of stance. And as I mentioned, I was working up to a 7 RPE, or at least that was what I was supposed to do today. But as I got warmed up and I got into things, it just went so much better than I was expecting it to. So it actually, I didn't even get close to a 7 RPE, honestly. Now I started with about 315 just because historically my squat and my deadlift are usually about the same. They're usually pretty close. And since I did 295 on squats, I thought, well, maybe I can do about 315 on deadlift and we'll go from there. Well, I started with 315 and it was absolute cake. I went up to 325, and that was even easier than 315. So then I went up to 335, and I did 1 rep and realized right away that was going to be way too easy. So then I jumped up to 355, and I did a set of that. Again, felt really easy, and I thought about going up again, but I just decided, you know what, first session back, let's not push it, let's not do anything crazy. So I'll just stay here, do two more sets of 355, and we'll just call it a day from there. So it was probably around, if anything, like a 5 RPE max, if even, probably not even that. But first week back, it feels good. I'm very, very pleased with how things went and how things felt, and especially, you may have noticed here, maybe not, that I'm trying to reverse my grip every once in a while. So I've always been right hand under, left hand over, and I've developed some imbalances because of that. Now my left trap is much bigger than my right trap, and I have a tendency to twist every once in a while, and it's just, this could also be part of the reasons why I have some problems with the right side of my back. You know, I'm just always doing the same thing. So I want to switch and get used to being able to reverse it. Now, a lot of people say, well, why don't you hook grip? I've tried it. I'm not good at it. I have small hands, and quite frankly, I'm a little girl when it comes to doing a hook grip. It hurts like hell. So I've tried it, and it's not my thing. So I'm just going to try to get good at doing both ways, and I think it should be good. I was actually really pleased with how it went, and actually by the end of it, I kind of actually felt better going with my right hand over, which is the opposite of what I've always done for the last several years, so we shall see. But overall, things went good. It's good to be back. I'm excited. I'm ready to keep going, and we'll see where this thing goes. So thank you guys for watching, as always, and I will see you in the next video.